Hello, this is just a quick review for Mega Drive Classics, Sega Mega Drive. I think in America you called it the Sega Genesis, but in Europe I think was the Mega Drive. But I only paid $4.99 for this. It's on sale at the moment until the 25th of October. So if you're watching this video before then you should maybe go on and you'll be able to pick it up for a fiver. I think normally it's like 20 quid, which is a bit overpriced if you ask me. But I think a fiver is like a genuine half decent price just to take a risk on it. If you've never had a Mega Drive when you were younger, I had access to one because my best friend had one, but I was more of a Super Nintendo person. I had a SNES. He had a Mega Drive, so I've played a lot of these games, like Golden Axe, that's Altered Beast, you've got Sonic of course, Streets of Rage is a good one, Shinobi's like infamously difficult, but it's quite good on this. You get 50 titles, so I've made a little favourites list there, like Golden Axe 1, 2 and 3, Sonic the Hedgehog 1 and 2, Streets of Rage 1, 2 and 3, Toe Jam and Earl 1 and 2, Alex Kidd in the Enchanted Castle, that's another one I used to play on my Sega Master System I had before me SNES. So you can, anything left of the pink dice is your favourites list, and then you've obviously got the rest of the 50 titles there, but I mean half of them I haven't even heard of, but watching other people's reviews I know there is some good like Japanese RPG games there. There's like a good range of titles, not just the classics that I've put in the favourites list. But I only tried out one game. I only tried out Golden Axe, the first one. And what's good about this is that you can actually save it. So not like in the old days where you have to keep starting from the beginning every time you turn it off. You can actually save it, and another thing they've put in this is a rewind and fast forward button, so you can use L2 and R2 to rewind it whenever you want, or you can even press R2 and fast forward through if you're sick of watching a cutscene or something like that, or you can't skip, so then you can just fast forward, which is quite good. I only used it a little bit, like if I fell off or if I used my magic by accident I would like rewind it. Because the buttons are quite easy. Square is your magic, X is attack, and circle is jump. So if you remember A, B and C on the Mega Drive controller, or the Genesis controller, so A is your magic, B is attack, and C is jump. See, I pressed A straight away against the first two people, so I should have rewound it there, but I didn't realise I could at the time. But it's just exactly how you remember it. I have went into the options in the bedroom setting, and I've put the graphics, I've changed the graphics. You can have them really pixely, or you can have them a bit more smoothed off like they are here. So I've got them on the best like graphic setting you can get. But you can play with the original 16-bit graphics, which is a good option. And if you notice at the side of the screen, I've got two big black bars. You can change the pattern on those to replicate, you know, the case and of the arcade machine. So there's like little things like that. I think you can actually make it full screen in the options. Oh, here's where I fell off trying to collect that. But you can just whack it in rewind. You know, just hold L2 and it rewinds it. And then you can leave go whenever you want. You don't have like a certain amount of times you can rewind it, so you're free to just rewind and fast forward as much as you like, which is just a nice little tip, a little feature, because like I said, it was very frustrating when you're playing it on the Mega Drive for it actually just to fucking start you from the very beginning again, because some of these games, you'll know, especially some of the earlier arcade games, were absolutely solid. Like some of them you have to have precision button work, so you know you have to be really good at landing on really skinny platforms, or You know, stuff. If you've ever seen anybody do like a speed run on Mario or something like that, you can see that's the kind of finger dexterity and eye and hand coordination that you need to be good at these games. This was like old school gaming back in the early 80s and 90s. It wasn't all about the graphics, it was about the gameplay. In games like this, even though looking back now you think, oh my god, they're terrible, the graphics, the movement, the gameplay. But you've got to remember, we were coming from a time, because I was born in the 80s, so we were coming from a time where there was no computers really. The only chance you had of playing games like this were down the local arcade, and you actually had to keep putting money into the machine to keep having a go. So the fact that you could just now do it at home without having to put the money in, it was just mind blowing. You know, it's hard to describe what it was like. So games like this were just classics, and like I said, I've got Streets of Rage, another classic. Streets of Rage 2, I can remember that. Streets of Rage 3, I don't even think I've ever played. Same as Golden Axe. I've played the first one a million times, but I can't remember the second or the third one, especially the third one. I do remember when Golden Axe 2 came out, but I cannot remember anything about Golden Axe 3. So that'll be a nice surprise when I play that. Toe Jam and Earl, that is such an amazing game. I just remember playing that from when I was a kid. And then there's the second one there, which I hadn't even heard of or played. There's classics like Sonic 1 and 2. You know, they're really good games if you get used to the jumping and stuff and landing on skinny platforms, like I said, or landing on enemies and then jumping higher up to collect stuff. You just get used to the way the game works, and then you can still have fun, even in 2023. You can still have fun playing these old retro arcade games, I find. Maybe I'm just nostalgic and, you know, I tend to look past all the shitness because I've got fond memories of them, and maybe somebody who's 20 years younger than me might look at this and think there's no chance I would want to play this, it's so boring. But I don't know, it's I suppose the classic arcade games are just basically for people who have got that nostalgia and people who actually remember them. But like I said, you get 50 titles, and there's more than enough. There's like RPGs, there's puzzle games, you know, and there's a few classics there. So, like I said, if you want to download it, I would definitely pay $4.99. It's so cheap. So catch it while it's on sale. But that's it really. Yeah, see you there.